So I heard a lot of people talking about stress. They're all stressed all the time. And why they're stressed? Because they're doing something that they should not do, or they do not know how to manage their emotion. So in this topic, I'm going to talk about all the things that if you do, the stress is not going to come. And if you don't do that, you will be stressed most of the time. And if you're doing something out of that, those things that I'm going to talk about, there is a huge chance you're able to control your stress. So the first thing that you need to do if you want to control your stress is avoid giving unwanted suggestions. Most people have the problem that they want to give advice to everybody. Their own life is not going right. They're not doing great thing in their life. And what they're worrying about is other people's lives. So they are giving unwanted suggestions, unwanted advice to everybody. So you just have to understand when to give advice and when not to. You can't advise all the time all the people. If somebody comes and asks you for an advice, and if you have done that, if you know that, if you have just gone through that particular experience thing, only then you're in a situation to advise somebody. And even though you have experience, but if somebody is not asking, if somebody is not coming to you, you should not give unwanted advice. Most of the people are worried because they want to advise somebody, and then when the person he is advising to does not listen to the advice of that person, gets stressed. So you have to understand that giving unnecessary, unwanted suggestions to somebody is not going to improve their life, but it will give you more stress to you. The second point is enjoy silence and speak when needed. A lot of people I see, they are doing something all the time. They do not have to do anything with silence. They're just either they're watching their phone, talking to somebody, wandering here and there uselessly, and speaking without any reason. Speaking all the time with no purpose, with no use of their words. So if you want to be stress free, you have to look for time. You have to find time when you are completely silent, when you're just with yourself. You're not trying to do anything, but you're silence. Either you are journaling or writing or doing something that is giving you fulfillment. And even though you're not trying to force your thoughts, you're not trying to control your thoughts, your emotions, just being silent, just being in a state when you can observe yourself, when you see yourself, you do not try yourself. You are just like a person who is just watching his mind like a baby going anywhere, going here and there. We're not trying to stop, just observing. Not for the sake of reaching anywhere, but just observing. And then speak only when necessary. When you're asked to speak, then there can be no substitute for your words. But if you're speaking uselessly, you'll be stressed. So you have to speak when needed. And I would rather tell you to spend some time in silence, spend some time with yourself when you're doing nothing, or just writing your thoughts down and simply just silent, and you're not indulged in something, some activities. The next thing that you need to do is be aware of your thoughts and actions. Most of us, what we study, what we are doing, what we are working on, we do not know anything about it. We're just doing it because everybody else around us is doing it, or we are doing it with no reason at all because we have to do something, we want to do something, we have to keep ourselves busy. So we are doing something. The people who want to manage their stress have to be completely aware of their thoughts, what they're thinking, and what is the reason they're thinking something. They have to observe their thoughts, be aware all the time, their activities, their actions, whatever they are doing. Are they doing out of their programming, their belief, or are they doing something out of awareness, out of knowing that what they're doing? And then you have to think about the actions that you take. You can't do anything and be happy. If you do the right thing, if you know what you are doing, and if you're not indulge in useless activities, you will be calm and you will not be stressed. The next thing that you need to understand is no gossip, no blaming. If you see people, they're sitting on a place, four to four, five people. If you go on a tea shop and if you see people, they're just gossiping. They're gossiping about anybody, about their neighbor, about the government, about that person, about their life, their family, and all the things uselessly. Or they're blaming somebody. But gossiping about something or blaming somebody, blaming your family, blaming the other person, blaming the education system, blaming the government is not going to improve your life. It will put more stress because you're not moving towards solution, but you're just moving towards the problem. You are just again trapping yourself into the problem and not going for the solution. So if you want to be stress free, rather than gossiping and blaming, you have to think, you have to ask yourself, what are the things I should do or I can do that that would take me towards the solution and not the problem. And when you do that, you'll come out with the solution of your problem. When you take the complete responsibility, accountability of whatever you do, your actions, your thoughts, and everything, you will not be stressed. Because when you're doing the right thing, when you know what you're doing, when you are not doing it because of a pressure, when you're not conforming to somebody, a society, or other people, there would be no stress most of the time. The last point is when you act, when you're doing something, act to express yourself, not to impress yourself. A lot of time, when I want to impress somebody from my acts, when I want validation, or when I'm afraid of criticism, or when I want appreciation from somebody, that's when I'm more stressed, more pressured. What if I made this mistake? What somebody rejected me? What somebody told me that? What something wrong happened to me? So when you are just expressing yourself, doing the thing that you need to do, and you know what you need to do, and you're just doing it, just to express yourself, just whatever you have inside, you're expressing yourself. Whenever I shoot a video and whenever I'm thinking about the views, it will put more stress on me. So I will not record the same video. I would try to be perfect. I would try to be better. I would try not to make any mistake. And that's when I'll be stressed. Until you do something, until you have done a lot of things, until you have put in a lot of effort, how would you know whether what you're doing is right or wrong? Whether how you're going to improve it, how you're going to make it better by doing it. And when you do it, you'll make mistakes. You will get criticized. You'll be get rejected. You'll feel dejected. You'll feel pain. But then if you want it, you'll anyway do it. So whenever you act, as far as I can tell you on the basis of my experience, when you act not to impress, act not because you want to get something, not for the validation, appreciation, criticism, rejections, fear, but act because you want to express, or you would anyway do it because it's more important than anything else in your life. And when you do things like that, there is no saying how great you can become, and you would achieve greatness for sure. So these are the 5 things. If somebody would do, there'll be less stress, I think. And if you're not doing these things, whatever you do, you'll be stressed, and it will be very, very painful. When you manage your emotion, most of the time you'll be able to control even the things that are uncontrollable. And if you can't manage your emotion, you will not be even able to control the things that you can control. So the thing that you want becomes impossible to achieve.